Hello, YouTubers. This is Omar here, the Knife Shark. I am back with another discontinued pair. I am just about done with the first half of my discontinued collection. Hopefully, you've been following along. And what we're looking at today is the Kershaw Junkyard Dog. Let's get a little close-up look at these. This is the Kershaw Junkyard Dog 1720. And this is the Kershaw Junkyard Dog 1725 CB. It's a composite blade. So let's get into it. These knives came out. There's actually a date on it if it will focus. It came out around 2007. This one's dated 2007, but I think these knives have been around since like 2004, 2005. This first one is it's an all aluminum scale knife. I don't believe it's titanium. I think it's aluminum scales, but it's a frame lock. And it's got a really pretty looking design. Look at that. Let's get a good quick shot look at it. There's like all this insignia on it. It's got the model number there, 1720. The rivets that you're looking at, they're not drawn in. They're actually impregnated into the handle of the knife. And there's the blade. Let's take a look at the back side of this. If you take a look, there's a little more insignias on there. There's one that says fuel with a little door on it, and then nose step. And then there's the model number, 1720. This knife was designed by Tim Galian. And again, there's the date. The dates were put on all these knives in the early 2000s. You would see the date put somewhere on the blade on most of these. Kershaw doesn't do that anymore, but they used to. So there's a 1720. Now let's take a look at the 1725 CB. This is a composite blade. I shoot all my videos freehand, so forgive me. I'm going to try and keep the camera from shaking. Hopefully I won't make anybody sick. So this is the Kershaw 1720 5 composite blade. And there's the handle. It's a big, clunky knife. When the knife first came out, this is the first edition of the knife. The second edition had a different design on it. This is more of a puzzle feature. People didn't actually like this design. But Kershaw came out with a knife called the Kershaw Rake. I don't know if any of you guys remember that knife. But it's the same composition. The top part of this knife is Sandvik 14C28N, and at the bottom it's D2. But anyway, back to the Kershaw Rake. It had more of like a saw-like design on it rather than this puzzle feature that you're seeing. And they liked that design better, so they re-released it in that design. I actually don't have the Kershaw Rake anymore. I used to have it. I sold it. And I don't have that knife anymore. But you can look at that knife online. It's called the Kershaw Rake, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They actually re-released the Kershaw Junkyard Dog in that design because people didn't like this puzzle look on it. But I wanted to have this original first version of the knife. And you can see right there's a steel. I actually agree with everyone. I'm not crazy about this one either. But again, you know, it's just... You're a collector, and these things come to you, and you want to have the original as it was, and that was my idea when I first started my collection. There's a date for this knife, March 2008. And you can see right there on the blade, it says there's CPM D2, which is a, it's sort of a downgraded version of CTS XHP. CTS XHP actually has stainless properties. D2 does not. That's the difference. And there, once again, it says Tim Galian design. There's some sort of an Air Force theme that ran through these knives. It's supposed to give you the feeling that this is like a military knife of some sort. I think that's the design I'm going through. I'm just saying. I'm not sure if that's actually the case. But here they are. So the first one, the 1720, the small Junkyard Dog, that's all Sandvik. The knife itself is 3.1-inch blade. It's a frame lock. And this one is 3.5 inches, and it is a really big knife. It's a manual folder, by the way. There's no spring assist on this. So yeah, they're both manual folders. Roughly right around 2003 to about 2009, Kershaw went crazy and strictly only released a lot of spring-assisted blades, and they stopped with the manual knives, which I kind of thought was sad. But now it looks like Kershaw is going back to those really nice manual knives, and they're even offering something they never offered before. Kershaw's actually offering something they never offered before, which is KVT ball bearing systems. You're starting to see that on all their knives now, which I think is kind of great. I love that idea. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, I would do the specs, but I mean, there's no point to it. You can't buy these knives in a store anymore. And if you're actually looking into collecting these, you can just look them up at Knife Center. They're probably a lot more accurate on that than I am. But I just wanted you guys to get a shot at the knives and take a look and see what I have and what they're doing with these knives. So that's it. The 1725 CB composite blade and the 1720 Kershaw Junkyard Dogs. Questions or comments? Please click subscribe down at the bottom. Really appreciate your input. So once again, this is Omar, the Knife Shark, saying goodbye until I come back again with yet another Kershaw discontinued blade. One quick shot at the boxes. Take a look at the box for the Kershaw Junkyard Dog 1725 CB. As you can tell, that's a huge one. That's big. That is just huge. So there you have it. The Kershaw Junkyard Dog. Omar the Knife Shark coming at you. Over and out. Happy knife hunting, everybody.